Today I'm here to talk to you about Harpe Bio herbicide solutions, give you a little bit of a background and some insight into who we are and what we're doing. Well, our genesis really came from a problem, and a problem that's been around for many years, but only in the last few years has become a real issue. And in row crop agriculture, in trees, nuts, and vines and fruits, and just about anywhere you go now, there are herbicide-resistant weeds. And not weeds that can be managed with other herbicides. We have Palmer amaranth or other pigweeds as in this picture, as well as blackgrass, which is a real weed problem in Europe, that are resistant to just about every chemistry, if not all the chemistries that can be used to control weeds in those agronomic situations. So a real issue, one that is being addressed in some different ways, but not anything to our knowledge that's ready for the market. So where do these issues come from? Well, the issues of weed resistance isn't just cosmetic, where you want your field, or the grower wants the field to look great. What we have is both economic loss, with true loss of revenue that comes from yield loss, that comes from the quality of the grains and the other commodities that come from the field when the weeds are choking them. And one that I don't think a lot of people realize is with the amount of land that's being rented now, if a grower does not keep the herbicide-resistant weed population down, they could actually lose that land because of the issues that come from having the herbicide-resistant weeds. The societal impact dovetails into that. It costs more to create our food, to bring it to market. It makes it more difficult. It takes more fuel, more time, which is probably the one commodity that we can never really get back. And also the problem in terms of controlling weeds, as we've relied on synthetic chemistry for so many years, including crop tolerance technologies and the synthetic chemistry that goes with it, is the societal pressures. So society as a whole is challenging us from the crop protection chemical industry to find solutions that are not just created synthetically in a laboratory per se, but that can also come naturally. Things that may be organic or may just be softer chemistries that they want in terms of the food that's produced for them to consume. All this together leading to Harpe Bio herbicide solutions and some ideas that were generated not too many years ago to find some products that we could develop specifically for use to control herbicide-resistant weeds that could be utilized across both the organic landscape for organic acres or sustainable produced acres, as well as in row crops. To our knowledge, this is the first and most dramatic entry in terms of having an organic and a conventional product that we can bring to the market to rapidly control herbicide-resistant weeds using some technology that has never been utilized in the herbicide marketplace before. So when we talk about bioherbicides, when we talk about any bio-based products, there's always a lot of pushback. There have been things used in the marketplace before that have not worked out so well. And this is the grand balance that we have to strike in finding things from nature or softer chemistries which are highly effective. Because if a product is not going to work, it's not efficacious, the grower is not going to adopt it, and it's not going to be able to demand a price or even a place in the market. And so this slide just kind of gives you an overview of some of the perspectives that we have had in terms of finding products that are highly effective, but also safe, have a very low regulatory set of hurdles to cross, so we can integrate them and deploy them across a series of marketplaces, both here in the United States as well as across the world. One of the most interesting parts about Harpe Bio herbicide is that we do build the products from plant-based as well as bio-based sources, which means that we conceivably can put together and are building out some different networks now where a grower could actually grow some of these plants, produce them, send them off to be extracted to make Harpe Bio herbicide, and then use that on their field the following year. So a true circular economy, which in this day and age of having some really serious supply chain issues, becomes even more exciting. A little bit about the chemistry. So Harpe is from plants. It's extracted through natural mechanisms, not using a lot of solvents or other organic chemistry. It is a new class of chemistry. We're targeting weeds as a contact product, similar to some of the ones that may already be in the marketplace. But we're not going after a singular site or mode of action. We're actually able to target a series of sites within the plant cell in order to disrupt the plant cell's physiology, particularly photosynthesis, which thereby causes the plant cell to start to die. Some of the things that come up in terms of the mode of action, not just the sites of action, is a rapid loss of turgor pressure or water holding capacity in the plant, which means that once we spray it hard onto the plant surface, onto this leaf, the leaf wilts very rapidly. The next series of steps that take place is an arresting or stoppage of photosynthesis, which you notice that by seeing a discoloration of the plant from green into browns or blacks, and then ultimately compromising energy production. So the plant can no longer produce its own energy or draw from its carbon resources, and then the cell ultimately dies. Just a little bit of an example here of what it looks like. Our chemistry, the chemistry we utilize in Harpe from the different plant extracts, we can craft into a series of different formulations. So not just a post-emergent product to burn the weeds down, as you can see here in an example we did in Western North Carolina, but also highly effective at controlling weeds pre-emergent in soil, which is an example from our laboratory studies using timothy, which is actually a mimic grass we use for blackgrass in Europe. So taken all together, what this means is we have a highly effective product that we can use both from the organic side for pre-emergent, which to our knowledge is not a functional, sustainable pre-emergent product chemistry for use in organic agriculture now, as well as in a traditional burn down or non-selective clearance period. So just a couple examples. Talking is always enjoyable, but pictures I think say a lot more, particularly as these come out of Mississippi. We did some field trials last year. I don't think I need to do a lot of setup other than to tell you that we have the not treated control on the far right. We have on the far left a picture of glyphosate. We use glyphosate as a lower than 1x rate. This is for us to show not only that with Harpe we can use a little bit less of synthetic chemistry, but also that we get some enhanced activity. Mississippi, at least in the Delta, is known for a very high population of Palmer amaranth, which is glyphosate or Roundup resistant. And when which is what the circle is showing here. In the center, we actually have a picture showing that Harpe mixed together with Roundup did a very good job controlling that glyphosate-resistant Palmer amaranth. And you see the pressure of the weeds in the far right plot. So this is one of those things of bringing some solutions to the market that growers are looking for, controlling their glyphosate-resistant or herbicide-resistant weeds in a manner that we didn't have to use a different type of spray apparatus or any other tools, mixing our products together and getting a beneficial outcome. Another one that's even probably more exciting, that pre-emergent activity. This is from South Carolina. This is a certified or being certified as organic Harpe product. It's soil activity. Again, soil activity in organic agriculture is just not something that's really been utilized to this point. There's no products out there that are highly effective. So we have the 14 days after application, the non-treated picture on the left, corn gluten meal, which is the only comparison product that's in the marketplace now for us to compare with Harpe. And then we have two different rates of Harpe, which go across our scaling processes right now as we're trying to find the right rates to use in the right soil types. But excellent control of weeds with Harpe, which is a very good first stage for us as we continue to develop these products to become market ready in the next few years. One part about, or maybe the most important part of building technology and trying to bring ideas to the market is not just trying to bring an idea that we need today, because by the time it gets to the market, it'll be 2 or 3 years from now, is trying to look ahead and be a little bit futuristic and understand what are the technologies that are really driving agriculture today, and how can we, as a company, develop products that are going to be ready in 3 years and 5 years that are going to meet the needs that are out there. So within this slide, we're talking a little about two technologies that we're working with right now. One is the See and Spray technology, where we have tailor-made formulations to go into the sprayers that are actually seeing and sensing weeds and then turning the sprayer on, which uses a dramatically lower amount of pesticide and herbicide, which is great, it costs less for the grower. Also does a great job at controlling the weeds. And also drone technology, where we're partnering with a drone company, Rentizo, to do some different testing of our products for some different applications, specifically using a low gallon per acre drone technology. Altogether, trying to build out products, again, that are not just great for today, but are going to be ready for the future of agriculture. And that's everything I have. Don't want to keep you from lunch. If you have any questions, we're over at the booth through the afternoon. Thank you again so much for having me.